Hey, what's up guys? Matt here with Fix Anything, Save Money. Today we're going to be tuning up this Honda push mower. This is model, can't really see it with the glare, but it's HRR216K10VKAA. So this is the HRR series. So we're going to be showing you how to tune it up, how to change the blades, how to change the oil, the filter, and the spark plug. So you can see here, this is everything we're going to need to do the tune-up. We have our blades, our filter, our spark plug, and our oil. And then some other stuff I have here, just the oil pan to catch the oil, just a scrap 2x4 to get the blades off. You need to wedge the blades to get the bolts off the blades. Then we have our ratchet with our 13/16 spark plug socket. And then to get the bolts off, we're going to be using this 14mm socket. And then we have a paint scraper just to get off any of the old grass from underneath the deck. And then this is completely optional, but what I like to do is once I clean the deck off, I like to wire brush it and then use Rust-Oleum. So I'll grab a wire brush, but you could also get a wire brush and then this any Rust-Oleum spray paint to spray paint the underside to prevent rust. So we'll go through and just kind of show you everything on this mower real quick, and I'll show you what we're going to be doing. So you can see we have a tarp down. I'm in my basement right now, so I have a tarp down just to catch any oil that spills or catch all the grass, and then you could just take the tarp out and brush it off at the end of the day. So we'll just go through everything. Right here, this is where our air filter is. This is our gas shutoff. So what we're going to want to do is shut the gas off. Okay, so now the gas is turned off. Right in the front here is our spark plug. And before we do any work underneath, we don't want the blade to turn on accidentally. So we're just going to pull the cap for our spark plug. And then we're eventually going to remove this and replace it. But for now, we'll just make sure it's unplugged. And then coming over on this side, this is our oil cap. So when it's time, we'll put our drain pan here, and then we'll remove our oil cap, and we'll just kind of tilt the mower this way, and then we'll just let the oil all drain out. And while the mower is up on its side, that's when we'll clean the undercarriage, and that's when we'll replace the blades. So yeah, we could dive right into it. I'll set this camera up on the tripod and I'll show you guys how to do the whole repair. Okay, so we have the camera up on the tripod. So what we're gonna do is, first we'll just remove this spark plug, which is seated right in here. Let me see if I could get the camera down in there. It's seated right in there. So all we're gonna do is take our 13/16 spark plug socket, and we're just going to break it free. Okay, so we got our spark plug out. And you can see this mower hasn't had the spark plug changed in a while. It's pretty corroded. Okay, so now we have no danger of the mower turning on. So now we could go ahead and drain the oil. So all we're going to do is put our oil pan right there. And then we're going to just remove our oil cap. And this is the part that could get kind of messy. So we're just going to lift the mower straight up. And if you're alone, you could kind of hold this up against this as you're lifting it straight up, and then kind of just set it all down so that you don't spill oil. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Okay, so you can see we're draining our oil into the pan. And then we'll come around this side. And what I like to do is just let that all drain. Let that all drain, and then we could work on cleaning up this deck and getting these blades off while that's draining. Okay guys, so we have our 14mm socket, and then we have our scrap piece of wood just wedged in the chute that takes the grass and puts it either into the bag or out the back of the mower. So we have our 14, and we're just going to loosen our bolts. It's always a good idea just to spray the bolts with some sort of penetrating oil like WD-40. And you can see I already did that prior to this. So now we're just going to loosen our bolts up. And this blade wants to spin, but having this 2x prevents that blade from spinning. Okay, so now these are loose. We can remove our block for now. And then there's a bolt and a washer on here. So we'll set that down. Okay. There we have that. Now what I like to do is, these are 2 blades. I like to take them off as one. And then what I do is I leave them up like this so that I know they're gonna go on just like that. So we'll set them off to the side right here, because then when we get our new blades, we're gonna match them up perfectly to that, and then we're just gonna put them on exactly like we took them off. So here's our bolts. We'll set those off. And now the next stage is just cleaning up this deck. So I'll film that and then just put it in like a double or triple speed, just so you don't have to sit here and watch me clean the deck. Okay, so now we got the deck pretty clean. We're just gonna take a wire brush and finish it off. And if you want, you could just take a little broom and just brush off all the stuff, because then we're gonna be spray painting it. Okay, so now we got about 90% of the stuff off. It's cleaned. Now we can go ahead and spray it. So just one thing to note, you can see right here, this piece right here is plastic, and then the rest of this deck is metal. So really all we're concerned with is just coating the metal and just protecting that part from rust. Obviously the plastic isn't gonna rust. So we're just gonna use our Rust-Oleum. Color doesn't matter, I just have flat black here. And we're just gonna spray all around here. And then just try not to get paint up inside here. So you could tape that off if you want. You could tape off these bolt holes, but I'm just gonna be careful and just kind of get it right up and around here. And all that's gonna do is just protect it from any rust in the future. And again, this is not a necessary step. This is kind of optional, just to make sure it doesn't rust out. If you take it to a lawnmower repair center, or your local hardware store that does repairs, they're definitely probably not going to do this. They probably won't even clean the bottom of the deck for you. They'll just pretty much sharpen the blades, change the oil, maybe change the filter, or just clean out the filter and then send you on your way. So that's kind of the perks of doing stuff yourself. You can take the extra time and make sure your lawnmower deck is going to last a really, really long time. Okay, so now we have that painted. So we could just let it dry. Okay guys, so we have our deck painted and that's dry now. And so now we're gonna reinstall the blades. So you can see here, these are our old blades, and we're gonna take our new blades, and we know they go in like that. So we're gonna take our new blades and just make sure that the configuration is the same. So you can see like that. And then we'll just slide this opening over this bolt right there. Okay. Then we'll take our actual bolts and just line up the holes, feed it through. And now you can either buy new blades, or if you have a vise, you know, and a grinder, you could sharpen the blades that you have. But for the price, you know, if you're gonna do this every other year, I like just buying new ones. And then what we're gonna do is put our 2x back in here. And then we're just gonna tighten our blade down. And you want these pretty tight. You obviously don't want the blade coming apart or coming loose as you're mowing. Okay, so our blades are on and tight. We take our block back out. And now we're gonna flip the mower back up. We'll put the oil in, we'll put the spark plug in, and we'll put the new air filter in. Okay, so now we'll put the air filter in, and to get the air filter cover off, you can see these tabs right here. We're just gonna press down on them, and this cover is gonna slide out this way. So we just press down, and then they come out, and you can see just how gunked up this filter is. So then we'll just take our new filter. You can see our new filter, and we're gonna install it just like that. Okay, so we have our filter in, and now I'll show you what this looks like on the bottom. So you can see here, those little tabs right there. We're going to, those hook onto those tabs, and then you just bring the cover up. So it's kind of almost like a hinge. You just bring the cover up and then snap them back into place. So now our new air filter is installed. Now we'll get our new spark plug. And again, guys, I'm gonna put a link in the description where you could get all this stuff. So we'll go over to the front of the mower. And then we're just going to hand thread in our spark plug. And then we'll switch out our socket that we were using on our blade. We'll put back on our 13/16 spark plug socket. And for this, we're going to also need an extension. And I'm not sure the exact torque spec on this. I like to just tighten it. Just give it a little bit of pressure to tighten it in. You don't want to over torque it. You also don't want it too loose. So, I mean, you can kind of feel when you take it off how hard it was on, but maybe I'll look up the torque spec, and if you guys are using a torque wrench, but you just want it a little bit more than hand tight. You don't want it crazy tight. Okay, so now we have our filter on, we have our spark plug on, and now we're gonna take our 12-ounce Honda OEM oil. This is 10W30. This is, I'll put a link in the description on where you can pick up this too. So just be sure to check those links. I'm trying to make it super easy on you guys. So you could just, you know, click on the links, buy the stuff. They are paid links. I earn a small commission on them, but yeah, so just check the links for all that. So we'll just come over here. Okay, so we have our funnel, and we're just gonna pour the whole bottle of oil in. And then you could take the oil from the drain pan and you could put it back into this bottle and then just dispose of it at, you know, your auto parts store. A lot of auto parts stores take used motor oil, and you know, they'll take it off your hands for you. So we'll just let that drain in, and then we'll just go over this once more. We could turn our gas back on. So to turn our gas on, we're gonna twist it this way. So our gas is on. We have our filter, we have our spark plug, we have our oil, and then we could put our dipstick back on. So we could take this out. Now that that's all in there, we'll put our dipstick back in. We have our new blades on. So yeah, guys, that pretty much goes over everything you need to know to keep your Honda lawnmower running great. If you guys have any questions, definitely reach out in the comments section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, if this video helped you, be sure to give it a like and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out all my other tool and DIY videos. So yeah, guys, that pretty much sums it up. Just be sure to check the links on where you could buy new blades, new oil, the filter, the spark plug, and then I'll even put the little odds and ends in, you know, the wire brushes and stuff like that. So try to make it easy on you guys. So yeah, just check those links, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.